The only CDR interventions that don't have negative impacts on biodiversity is when you restore and regenerate nature. So we call these regenerative solutions. And the idea of biodiversity first is that carbon dioxide removal is not a solution to the climate crisis if it is contributing to the biodiversity crisis. So these things, mitigating climate change cannot be a trade-off with biodiversity. Further degrading biodiversity will only have negative feedbacks back in climate change in terms of we can't afford to lose any more of the stored carbon in ecosystems. So I think that when we frame it that way, we come to the idea that ecosystem approaches are what's needed for the amount of carbon dioxide removal that we will need to achieve. The amount of carbon dioxide removal we will need to achieve really relies on how quickly and how quickly and to what degree we reduce fossil fuel emissions to zero. And so these things are in conjunction, and there's no scenario that tells us we need X amount of CDR. It depends how much we reduce fossil fuel emissions, and nature-based approaches or ecosystem approaches to CDR are limited. So the only way we get out of this without further degrading biodiversity is reducing fossil fuel emissions so that we have the minimal need for CDR.